The Google Pixel 4 is still months away, and while we usually save these what to expect videos for a month prior to the launch date of the phone we're talking about, we already know a lot about this device. There have been so many leaks that Google itself decided to just release an official picture of the rear of the phone and essentially leak the phone itself, a first for a phone company. The photo appears to show two rear-facing camera sensors inside a square that protrudes from the rear of the phone. There's a flash here, as well as a third sensor towards the top of the camera sensors, which I'm not really sure what it's here for, but my guess is it's some sort of laser depth sensor. Lou from Unbox Therapy recently got a mock-up of the device, and he believes that this might be a spectral sensor that'll be used to capture light in multiple frequencies. So basically what that means is that it could be used to drastically improve its low-light photos, which would be huge because I think the low-light performance on Pixel phones is already superb. So if it can get even better, I'm all for it. We also have a Google logo and what I imagine is the power sleep on off button, which doesn't look to be brightly colored like in the previous Pixel phones, including the Pixel 3a XL. Now this is a big change because up until the Pixel 3a, Pixel 3a XL, Google has only included one rear-facing camera sensor in its phones, and it's relied largely on software to kind of fill in the hardware gaps for features like portrait mode and its low-light night sight mode. The additional camera sensor, even if it's simply an ultra wide angle lens, it could take Google's camera skills to the next level. You might also notice from that photo that there's no rear-facing fingerprint scanner. There could be an in-display ultrasonic or optical fingerprint scanner, though some of the latest rumors suggest that there will be no fingerprint scanner at all, and that Google will actually introduce a facial recognition system instead, similar to Apple's Face ID that uses the front-facing camera and additional sensors to quickly and accurately scan your face and unlock your phone. Lou says, based off his sources, he says there will be 5 sensors on the front of the Pixel 4 that will be embedded in some sort of forehead or notch. We don't know too much about what that notch or forehead will consist of. It might consist of just a thicker top bezel and no notch or cutout in the display. I just hope that it won't be too thick. I actually got to talk with a Google rep when I was working on my Pixel 3a coverage, and he said that there was a lot of pushback and negativity around the huge notch that was on the Pixel 3 XL. So my guess is Google learned their lesson and will seriously trim down the notch or just get rid of it altogether in the Pixel 4 in favor of possibly a larger top bezel that's big enough to house all of those cameras and sensors. Now, it could just be that the larger variant features Face ID while the smaller variant opts in for some sort of in-display fingerprint scanner. The reason I say that is because there have been reports that the Pixel 4 will feature a hole in the display for the front-facing cameras similar to like the Galaxy S10. That would mean that there'd be no other sensors required for Face ID because the reason you'd go with a punch hole design is to eliminate as much bezel as possible. So yeah, it's possible we'll see that hole punch cutout design for the standard Pixel 4 and maybe a new facial recognition system for the more expensive and the larger Pixel 4 XL. We'll have to wait and see. The build quality should be good. It should consist of premium materials like metal and glass, not the plastic we have with the Pixel 3a. And what's interesting about this official leaked photo is the lack of the trademark Pixel window, which is that glossy and matte finish on the back of the phone. It's not there, so we might have just one clean sheet of glass to enable wireless charging, which should make a return. And when I say Pixel window, I mean the contrast of materials, the glossy, reflective glass material up top, and the frosted matted glass on the back here. Another feature that will make a return is the Active Edge squeeze to activate the Google Assistant functionality. It should be available in the Pixel 4, so that's good news. As for software, we're expecting it to run the latest version of Android Q out of the box, which supports a brand new gesture-based navigation system similar to the iPhone X. There will be camera improvements, better control over app permissions, and improved battery life, among other features. But what's really neat to hear is that it could feature some new gestures beyond the navigation gestures I just mentioned. So back in 2015, Google unveiled its Project Soli initiative, which relies on a radar sensor to interpret motion at a distance with incredible precision, meaning you can make gestures in the air and the device will respond. Well, flash forward to 2019 and 9to5Google and XDA developers are reporting that this technology will debut in the Pixel 4, and they mentioned specific gestures like a skip and a silence gesture. I'm not sure what kind of hand motions will be involved for those, but apparently those are in the works. We've seen LG do this, or at least try to do this, with the LG G8 and its time of flight sensor, but the results weren't very good. So I'm hoping that this radar technology might help Google achieve better results. Now, we're expecting the phones to be powered by the latest and greatest Snapdragon 855 chipset with hopefully at least 6 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigs of onboard storage in the base model. There should be a battery around 3100 milliamp hours in the Pixel 4 and around 3700 milliamp hours in the Pixel 4 XL. We don't know for sure, but those are what the rumors are suggesting, since the Pixel 4 is expected to come with a 5.7-inch display and the XL is expected to come with a 6.7-inch display. So those battery capacities sound about right. It's not super generous, but it should get the job done. As for when these phones will be launched, we should see them officially unveiled in October, unless Google just decides to move up the launch day because they've been leaking like crazy. I mean, they've leaked the phone itself, for goodness sake, so anything is possible. Mark your calendar and let me know if you're excited for the Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL in a comment down below. Also, let me know if you'd like to see the headphone jack make a return. It made a return in the Pixel 3a, so who knows, maybe Google will resurrect it in the Pixel 4s. With that said, I'm BoHD from PhoneDoug.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you right back here in the next one. See ya.